Alex ultimately fell short on the day.
Yeah, we weren't at our best today. I don't think. I think we lacked the intensity that probably they had. I think that they started the game like we normally start the game. Took us a while to get into it and had to withstand a lot of pressure in that first 15 minutes. But we didn't get going. And then once if you don't start right with that intensity, it's very difficult to pick it up. So yeah, we're disappointed with that for sure. But we knew this was a tough game to come to, but we all felt really confident in what we've been doing. But yeah, we weren't at it, and when you're not where you should be in terms of what's expected in terms of us as a group, then these games are tough. So you have to be at your very best every game for us to get victories and results, and we weren't at the same level today.
It was almost as if it took a while to suss out what they were doing coming forward.
Yeah, I mean, they put the ball into your box. They go forward early. They get runners, and it's tough to play against to get any kind of rhythm. And we just didn't get into that at the start of the game at all. And like I say, if you don't start with that intensity, it's really difficult to pick it up in game because you're having to deal with what they're doing and also your own game. So we didn't keep the ball enough. We kept giving it away, and if you keep giving the ball away, it's going to keep coming at you. And yeah, we didn't look after it well enough. But it was more about just the intensity of our play, just how we passed, how we moved. It just looked a little lacking in that, and that is us. That's who we are. Like that's our game. That's who we are as a team. And if we haven't got that, then it becomes a difficult afternoon. So we had a fantastic chance. We didn't take in the second half, but we didn't create enough chances. We didn't get wide 1v1. We didn't get in behind enough. So. But we're going to face that. We have to realise that you're going to face teams now that adapt to the way that we play and try and make it difficult for us. So we've got to look at ourselves and make sure now when we bounce back. We've always said if you lose, you bounce back. We've got two important games now, one on Tuesday, one on next Saturday, to make sure that we correct what was wrong today. And the lads will work really hard this week to make sure that we do that.
It was a game of few chances for your side, but that huge chance wasn't there early in the second half. Dan Kemp beat the goalkeeper, but the defender on the line managed to get it away. How much of a big point was that in terms of the whole game?
Yeah, I think if that goes in, I think then it gives you that lift. I think I think it was really good play and a real good opportunity, and I think that he'll be disappointed that he didn't score, but we didn't create enough of those moments. I think that in recent games and pretty much the whole season we've created chances. We didn't do that today well enough, and I think that we need to make sure we get better at that. We have to keep improving, which we are. But you're going to have games where teams, it's difficult to break down. It's not easy. It's not as easy as just turning up, and you have to adapt and you have to change, or you have to, when you get in those situations, you have to take them, and we didn't. But listen, we're going to lose a game, so it's how we look at it. What do we learn? Well, we learned that we weren't at our best, and for us to win games, we have to be at our best every game. And like I say, we'll all look ourselves and make sure we're ready to go on Monday, dust ourselves down, and get ready to go again, because we've been on an incredible run, and now we can look and learn and get better.
The goal you conceded as well, it was a bit of a horror show, wasn't it? Was it a handball at one end? The ball gets swept up the other end and it ends up in the back of the net, but defence just didn't seem to take one of the 2 or 3 chances to get the ball away.
I think it was littered with mistakes. I think it is handball, but that's for another day, I think. But we're not going to use that as an excuse. But yeah, it was littered with mistakes. But we've been really solid, especially at home. Away from home, not as much. So we've got to improve that. But yeah, like you say, I think that we had ample amount of opportunity to clear it, and we didn't. And then you get punished when you make mistakes. Any game, 9 times out of 10, it ends up in the back of your net, and we have to cut those out, because if you cut them out, those errors, and you defend properly and you clear lines and you get organised, it becomes really difficult. Like they did, I felt like that's what they did. They defended their box really well. The only opportunity came with Kempy, obviously, but. Again, we'll look at that and make sure that doesn't happen again, because we've got to learn from these types of games. especially away from home. The team's going to make it really difficult for us. And what are we going to do to change the tide? To make sure that we learn and get better.
And you use that defeat to spur the squad now and look to Tuesday night and Bradford next week.
Yeah, well, we've got people that are looking now, thinking, right, I want opportunities, which is the way that we want it. There'll be people there that didn't play today. Like Dan Sweeney was magnificent against Luton, and obviously and played against Bromley. So he's looking disappointed he's not playing, of course, which is what you want, that disappointment, but you want him to use it the right way. And I'm sure those players that didn't will be coming in Monday ready to work, ready to play well on Tuesday to earn a shirt for Saturday. And you can always react too much emotionally after losing games. We hate losing, without a doubt. We hate losing, but it's important that we just learn from it and get better, and then make sure that this week's a really good week leading into the next two games.